Hey everyone, it's Jonathan, and welcome back to Every Version Ever. This month we're going to be getting into a brand new book, one I've never covered before, either on YouTube or on my other podcast, Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. I thought since we're going to be starting a new book this week, I'd do a little intro thing, which I guess I didn't do with The Secret Garden beyond the Welcome to Season 2 thing I did. But, oh well. I'm going to try and do intro episodes for each new book going forward, but like most things, I'm kind of making this up as we go, so we'll see what happens. Now with Little Women, we're getting into a story that I don't have nearly as much familiarity with as the others I've covered. With Alice in Wonderland, of course, I watched the Disney version as a kid, and then I saw the 99 version when it premiered on TV, and that's still one of my favorite movies. With A Christmas Carol, I saw many versions over the years. It's pretty much ubiquitous in pop culture. Everybody knows the gist of that one. Of course, everyone knows Wizard of Oz from the MGM film, plus I grew up reading that book, and then with Secret Garden, I grew up watching and rewatching the 93 version. So far, I've been fairly familiar with all the stories we've covered. And to some extent, I do have some familiarity with Little Women, just not nearly as much as the others. I know that I either read or was read every book in the series as a kid. My family was homeschooled, and as part of our opening every morning before school, Mom would read a chapter of some book to us, and we went through the entire Little Women series back then. But since then, I don't remember too many other encounters with the story. Like, I don't think I'd seen any movies based on the story, at least until last year when I saw the new Greta Gerwig film in theaters last January. Part of me thinks I might have seen some film or TV version like so long ago that I've pretty much forgotten. But if I ever did see one, the memory of that is barely a memory of a memory at this point. So it's probably just easier to say that I haven't seen any, because for all I know, that's the truth. So even though this isn't one of my personal childhood classics, I still thought it would be a good one to revisit, because in talking with several people about potential books to cover, this one came up quite a few times, so I know it's a favorite of many people. Plus, I'm planning to use this podcast to get myself to read more things that I've never read, and rediscover some nearly forgotten childhood classics, or, like in the case of War of the Worlds, classics that aren't really for kids, but somehow I loved it as a kid anyway. So I hadn't read this book since I was a kid, long enough that I pretty much forgot everything about it. I still remembered, like, the basics that I'm sure everyone remembers, like, especially that one of the sisters doesn't make it to the end of the book. So, that's spoilers, I guess. Though hopefully if you're planning to listen to this series, you at least know enough about the book that wasn't a shocking revelation. So aside from rediscovering the story with the 2019 film last year, reading it for the podcast was almost like reading a new book. I started reading it before recording the first podcast, or listening to it on audiobook, but I didn't have time to finish the book before we started recording. And you'll kind of get that as we go through each episode this month. Each time we recorded, I was familiar with more and more of the story, so with each episode, I'm better able to evaluate more and more of each version on book accuracy. Not that that's everything, but, I mean, sometimes it is, depending on my mood. So anyway, I guess that's all I've got to say on Little Women right now. New episodes will start this Friday, and there will be new episodes every Friday in March. And I might end up actually going into April a little bit. I have at least 5 episodes I want to do, maybe 6, so we'll see what happens. You're getting at least a month of Little Women content, maybe some bonus episodes. Anyway, that's all for now. We'll see you next time for Every Version Ever of Little Women.